A few moments ago, we had that story about another building in the Joburg CBD going up in flames. Yesterday, it was the SARS building. It's the third fire in the city's commercial district in as many weeks. Now, even more worrying is that part of the building that caught fire is actually an archive storage. So at this point, it's unclear what was actually stored there from SARS. But Bafedile Moerane is our eNCA reporter out for us this morning. Bafedile, hello to you. As you give us an update on the investigation, we also don't quite know yet from SARS what archives were kept in that storeroom, do we?
We are not sure as yet, Gareth. That's what we are here to find out from the officials here, because obviously services will definitely be disrupted from this morning. So we want to hear from them. What is the status quo at this point? What will happen to those who want services from the SARS building here? But this is the other part. We understand that SARS went on the western part from the basement as we were here yesterday. But I'm going to be joined by the Deputy Commissioner of Operations here at SARS. Thank you so much for joining us. We're asking ourselves lots of questions, really astonishing. Maybe an arsonist could be on the loose at this point in time. Say, do you have any cameras from the basement, or what's happening at this point? What is EMS saying to you? For how long are they going to give you the feedback in terms of what could have caused the fire?
Thank you. We do have cameras on the building, but the cameras that we have on the building monitor the taxpayer environment where we engage with taxpayers. In the basement, we don't have cameras that are covering that area. We are expecting that either today, latest tomorrow, we will have a preliminary report from the EMS that would give us a sense in terms of what transpired and what the likely cause of the fire is. We don't want to speculate at this point in time, and we'll wait for that report, and accordingly we'll take decisions and move forward.
I'm seeing the workers are here. What's going to happen for the customers, those who want to come do the filing from today?
So you'll recall that we have a capability to work virtually. During COVID times, we activated that. The workers that you see here, since yesterday we were evacuated and we're not allowed to go back to the building. They're here to take their laptops so that they can be able to work virtually from home and be able to service those taxpayers via the electronic channels. So we have already started to service taxpayers virtually. As I speak now, some taxpayers are being attended to through the virtual platforms that we have. We are also encouraging taxpayers to spill over to our Edenvale branch, our Alberton branch, as well as our Randburg branch, which are very close to this vicinity. And we think that through that, we will be able to continue to provide services. But our key message is that we will be leveraging our electronic platforms to be able to provide the services on a continued basis.
We understand at the basement, the way it has been, it was containing an archive. It must be some of the important documents?
It is important documents. You would know that before we can archive documents, we digitize them. Since we started with the modernization program at SARS, the importance of digitization of documents has been key. So all documents that are archived would have been digitized. So I can give assurance that those documents are available in our electronic platforms through the massive archive server environment that we have. But they are important documents. Some of these documents were en route to being either distracted if they are beyond the retention period. Those that are within the archive, the retention period, would have been held here for the period of no more than 7 years, which is the retention period that we do keep documents for.
A number of buildings, in particular here in Johannesburg CBD, are actually in a decaying state, not a good state at all. Can you rest assured us that this building, your building, is in a good state? Looking into the safety measures, those are some of the things that have concerns that have been raised.
We've got a occupational health and safety system that we run at SARS that incorporate doing inspections on buildings. So in as far as the regulations, we believe that we are within those regulations. The area where the fire was around has got a fire suppression system And we will, again, with the EMS, start to understand. You'd see that the fire didn't get to proportions to trigger the system, and it was extinguished before then. So we believe that we've got adequate systems and are compliant. I must state that the Department of Labour has been in contact with us, and we'll work together once we've cleared the building to do a re-inspection so that we can be able to continue services. In our view, we believe that this should, to bring the building back, is probably going to take us up until early next week. And we would need to be dependent on the Department of Labour to clear the building so that we can then be able to reoccupy and resume our services.
Well, thank you so much. That's Mr. Justin Makubo. He is the SARS Deputy Commissioner for Operations here, Gareth, having to highlight to us a number of things that we really were asking ourselves some questions as to what's going to happen going forward, because obviously people are going to flock to the area having to require services, but he is saying that they are going to work from home. The workers are here, I can see them. They have come here to take their equipment so that they can be able to assist those who will require services from home. And he has also advised some to go to some of the SARS offices nearby this particular one here. So we understand at this point in time the investigations are still underway. It's not certain as to what could have caused the fire here. Really astonishing incidents that are happening. It's the fourth fire incident that is happening here in the Johannesburg CBD in a very short space of time, Gareth. So the investigations at this point in time are still underway. When we left last evening, this particular area was cordoned off, but we can see that now it was actually closed, cordoned, and now we can see that it has been opened for public to pass through. So we are waiting for the investigations to be concluded, as they're saying that they're expecting the preliminary report later by today or tomorrow.
Yep, it's good news as well as far as the services of SARS are concerned. Bafedile Moerane, thank you very much indeed as well. So if you are one of those who was hoping to go through to town, perhaps you're having to deal with a SARS issue, it is being done virtually. As you also heard, all the other SARS offices are open if you need to go in. The closest, I think, geographically to the one in Marshalltown will be the one in Randburg. So no excuses, you can still do your tax returns just because you can't go to the CBD at the moment. It's 18 after 8.